Hi, welcome to Guided Research, Make Finding Your Ancestor Easier. I'm Amber Larson and I work for Family Search on the Family Search Research Wiki, and I'm so excited to talk to you today about how our new guided research tool can help you in your genealogy research. What is guided research? Guided research is a tool we've developed that's primarily focused on finding birth, marriage, and death information. We recognize that there are a lot of places online that might have records about your particular location. And how do you know which place is the best? How do you know which records to search are going to give you the highest chance of success? So we have prioritized these online resources and streamlined this research process to give you the highest chance of finding your ancestor the quickest. This tool is very easy to use and very direct. And when you can't find your ancestor on some of these databases, we offer what else you can try pages to give you other ideas of ways you can do research to find this information, even if your first initial searches weren't successful. To access our guided research tool, you want to go to familysearch.org. This is the main page of the Family Search website. And if you click the search dropdown, the very bottom option of the search dropdown is Research Wiki. So we're going to click Research Wiki. This is the main page of the Family Search Research Wiki, which is currently where our guided research tool is being housed. So you can see on the right-hand side of this main colorful map, we have this box called Jumpstart Your Research, and this will take you to our guided research tool. This is our main guided research page, and you can see in the center the list of our countries that we have available for this experience. We've primarily created this experience for those countries that have largely online records, especially indexes. So for countries that maybe don't have very many records online or they aren't largely indexed, those countries we have not yet created this experience for. They'll look for more countries to come hopefully in the future. But right now, these are the places that we have this experience for. So how would we use guided research in a real-life example with a real-life ancestor? Let's talk about it. This is Leonard J. Peacock. This information comes from the Family Search family tree. We know Leonard J. Peacock was born around 1859 in Surrey, England. As we scroll down, we can see his wife and children. Now, there's no marriage event listed for Leonard and his wife, but according to the family tree, they had several children. So if this couple were married, let's try and look for a marriage record and see if guided research can help us with that. We know Leonard was born in Surrey, so let's just see where his oldest child was born. So if this couple was married, it could give us an idea of where possibly they were married. It looks like Surrey is where this first child was born. So Surrey might be a good place to start looking for a marriage record. So let's go to guided research. Back in our guided research tool, we have England here as a search option. And here is our England experience for guided research. You can see that we have split it into I know the county and I don't know the county. This is due to the fact that in England research in particular, it's pretty important to know the county in England where your ancestor was from. So we'll click I know the county because we want to try searching in Surrey. And it gives us a list here of all the different counties. Let's select Surrey. All right, so here is the structure of a guided research page. We do offer birth, marriage, and death information. So this is how we have laid these out. We have births start here. This is the biggest prioritized collection that we have found that has the most online birth records. And then the second best one is this next collection here. And then if you can't find those records, then we offer our what else you can try pages. So there's birth, marriage is immediately underneath birth, and then the deaths are immediately underneath marriage. So we are looking for a possible marriage for Leonard and his wife, right? So let's come back down to marriages and try searching this first collection, the Surrey marriage collections on Family Search. We do have this little pop-up for Family Search collections, just because sometimes it's easier on a lot of these websites to search their collections if you have an account. So just a reminder that if you can sign in, signing in is a better option to searching. And this takes us to the page for searching the Surrey marriage records. You can see as we scroll down a little bit, we have auto-populated the fields for England and Surrey and marriages. So we filtered down to get our results we want. So let's try searching for Leonard. Leonard J. Peacock. We know that his first child was born in 1881, at least according to the family tree. So let's give some possible marriage years from maybe 1878 to 1883. And search. Leonard James seems to be what we're looking for, and we have a marriage year of 1882, so that fits within that parameter we were thinking. Let's view the record. Alright, so this is an England and Wales marriage registration index, so there is unfortunately no image attached to this, which is okay. And it looks like we have 1882, Leonard James Peacock, and then down in the possible spouses, we have a spouse that matches his wife's name that we had from the family search family tree. These two other possible spouses, these are just who appeared on that page of the record, and the index doesn't match spouses together, so that's why these are listed as possible spouse. So we have a registration quarter, so the marriage happened in this quarter of 1882. So now we have this marriage information that we could then contact the entities that house these records, and we could request a record of this marriage. So there's an example of how guided research took us to the most comprehensive database to search for Surrey marriage records, and we found a marriage for Leonard and his wife. Now, what if you search and you aren't really successful in finding your ancestor online? How will guided research help you if you think that you've tried everything? Let's talk about that. Here's another ancestor, Norman Chester Peterson. We know that he, according to the family tree, was born in February 1904 in Elkhart, Indiana, in the United States. So this time let's look for a birth record for him. All of these sources that are currently attached to him, none of them are birth records, but maybe we want to see if we can find a birth record for Norman Chester Peterson. So let's go to guided research. All right, back on the guided research page, we want to select the United States. And from here, we'll then want to select Indiana, since that is where, according to family tree, he was born. So let's click Indiana. And this experience looks very similar to our Surrey experience that we had earlier. In this case, we are looking for births, so we can stick with these here. We have birth certificates at Ancestry and Indiana WPA birth index. Now, according to the family tree, he was born in 1904, which is just a little bit before the date coverage of this particular collection, so this collection won't have him. So we can try searching this Indiana WPA birth index on Ancestry.com. And let's put in his information. Norman Chester Peterson. We'll just put 1904 as that birth year. We'll give it a plus minus of 1 just for fun. And Elkhart, Indiana. Elkhart County, Indiana. And search. Alright, it looks like it returned 0 good matches. Now we could edit this search and finagle a little bit with the search terms. Just for context and for time, I did already search this collection in a few different ways for him. Still wasn't able to find his record. So now what do we do? On our guided research experience, he's not going to be in this collection if that birth year is correct. We could search it anyway, and I did, and he's not there. And so what do we do if those are unsuccessful? Well, we have our what else you can try options. So we have additional online resources, substitute records, improved searching, research help, and why the record may not exist. So I'm going to walk through each one of these and show you how these can benefit you in your research when you aren't successful. So first we have additional online resources. For some places, there are more than just 1 or 2 collections for birth records in Indiana. And so in this case, Family Search also has a collection, and Find My Past and My Heritage also have a collection. And some of these records might be shared across websites, but the indexing is different on each website. So some websites' indexes might yield you slightly different results than others. So sometimes these additional online resources or databases could be helpful to check anyway, even if they're not part of our top 2 that we suggest to you at the beginning. As we scroll down to substitute records, sometimes if you can't find the birth record itself, you could still try and find birth information through other avenues, such as finding death records. A death record could list that individual's birthday, or cemetery records and gravestone inscriptions could give birth information on those as well. So there are other record types that could give you access to the birth information, even though you weren't able to find the actual birth record. As we scroll down to research help, There are a couple of different options here. The first is virtual genealogy consultations. The research specialists at the Family History Library in Salt Lake City, Utah, as well as other genealogists around the world, are available to do free online consultations for your genealogy research. You can schedule a 20-minute Zoom call with a research specialist and explain your problem, and they can give you some ideas on ways that you can try and find the information you're looking for. You can also ask the community. Family Search has a feature called the community where those with a Family Search account can log into the community and just post their questions and get research help from others who have experience in genealogy in that place. People can post research ideas or requests for document translation, so the community can be a good place, is free as well, to get some good research ideas. As we scroll down a little bit farther, we have ways to improve searching. Sometimes the way that you search an online index might not be wrong, but it might not quite get you the results that you might need. So spelling variations is the first example. If your ancestor had a name that was kind of slaughtered in different indexes, you might need to mess with your spelling a little bit more in that searching. Or if you're looking for a birth record, try searching for the parents instead of for the child. Sometimes swapping the focus of your search in a record can yield the better results. So there are some ways that your search tactics can be improved, that your ancestor might still be in those databases, you just might need to search a little bit differently. Then our last section here, why the record may not exist. Now we know record gaps for some places, including Indiana. We know that birth records started at the county level in around 1882, but statewide registration for Indiana births started in 1907. Now we know that Norman Chester Peterson, according to the family tree, wasn't born until about 1904, so his birth could have been recorded at the county level, but statewide didn't start till after he was born. So that could be a reason as to why we couldn't find him in some of those online indexes. For some records that are published by Family Search, there's sometimes an associated coverage table talking about what places within the locality that collection covers for those records. So if you try searching the Family Search collection over and over again and can't find your ancestor, check the coverage table, and it could be that maybe that particular county your ancestor was born in wasn't included in this collection for one reason or another, and so you weren't able to find your ancestor for that reason. And this last part is records destroyed. Many places around the world have lost records, including the United States. In this particular case, all of these counties below are counties in Indiana that had some kind of record loss over time. Now, Elkhart County that Norman Chester Peterson was allegedly born in isn't in this list, but if I was looking for a birth record in Miami County, Indiana, and I wasn't finding it, now I know that maybe that's the reason why I didn't find it, is because there's record loss. So this why the record may not exist section of these what else you can try pages can be pretty important, because if you're spending years of your life researching and banging your head against a wall trying to find a birth record that maybe was destroyed or just doesn't exist, this can save you some time, and you can redirect your research efforts in a more productive way. So that is how to use our guided research tool. I'm going to really quickly show you once again how to access guided research. Go to the Family Search Research Wiki. Let's go back to the main page of the wiki. And on this right-hand side is our box called Jumpstart Your Research with Guided Research, and that will take you to our guided research experience. That is our guided research experience. If you see one of your ancestors' homelands in this list, feel free to check it out. Try searching for your ancestor's birth, marriage, or death using this experience, and let us know what you find. You may find some new research suggestions or avenues of discovery to finding information about your ancestor that you hadn't tried before. Keep an eye out in the future for additional countries that are coming to guided research. We are excited to provide this guided research opportunity to more homelands in the future. I hope you enjoy Roots Tech 2022, and happy researching!